Hey Johnny, it's almost showtime. What are you doing? Gotta say, I'm getting kind of sick of this attitude, like this not taking the show seriously. I have a habit.
Nate, tick tock, tick tock.
Yeah, I'll be there in a second.
The last show on Earth is filmed before a live studio audience.
Broadcasting live from the east side of sunny Madison, Wisconsin, it's the last show on Earth with Nort Chorple. I'm just messing around. I'll say Nate Chappell when we do it for real. Anyway, tonight we're tearing down... Oh wait, that's probably supposed to be tearing down the fourth wall and airing our run-through because it's episode rehearsal. And now, the man who always says practice makes pudding, and honestly we're beginning to worry about him, the last host on Earth, Nate Chappell. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Is it? Oh, am I on? Okay. Actually, hang on, Viv. I think the teleprompter's backwards. Alright, thanks. Okay. Good evening, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the practice pudding of internet television, the last show on Earth. Does that analogy make sense? Yeah? Okay, I'll take your uncomfortable glances at each other. Yes? Alright, great. Let's move on. Alright, where were we? Yeah, so usually every week we do a run-through of the show, and then we go live and do it for real. But since we're doing episode rehearsal tonight, we're gonna go live for our run-through. I mean, isn't that shocking? That we rehearsed this show? I mean, imagine if we didn't. Actually, you don't have to imagine it, because you can just watch this episode. But you do whatever you want to do, okay? If you want to imagine it, that's fine too. But I would recommend pausing this episode until you're done. Otherwise, I guess I'm afraid your imagined version and this version will begin to merge in your mind, and then you'll lose your already tenuous grasp on reality. I'm talking to you, Andy. I don't know if I should call him on. No, whatever. I'll think about it. I've never been a fan of rehearsing in general. You know, I feel like I always waste my best performance on the first try. I mean, they say practice makes perfect, but when you start out perfect, it's like, what's the point? There's nowhere to go but down. I don't see waffles going over their recipe before I eat them. Hang on, does that make sense? Let's see. Nate equals perfect. Waffles equals perfect. Thereby Nate equals waffles. Kind of wish I'd done more math rehearsals now. You know, until I was 23 years old, I thought that a rehearsal dinner was a rehearsal for the dinner at the wedding reception. But then I was finally invited to a rehearsal dinner, and it was great. But then the wedding reception was totally different. Like different food, different drinks. Look, I practiced veggie lasagna and ginger ale and got thrown into a portobello mushroom and Diet Coke situation. I was completely flying blind, just winging it. What a rush. I felt truly alive, and then out of nowhere, champagne? What am I supposed to do with all these fucking bubbles? I did alright though, I mean, considering I was totally blindsided. A couple little hiccups, but that was probably the champagne. So, our audience is quite wealthy and cultured, so I'm sure you guys all know this, but here's an interesting fact about champagne. To be called champagne, it must come from the Champagne region of France. It's their biggest export. And their biggest import? Ibuprofen. Hey Johnny, for that one, can we do laughs a little bit longer? It's like the only actual monologue joke I've ever written, so I think the studio audience will really like that one, okay? We'll make them like it. Okay, let's take it again. Yeah, back it up. Champagne, France, export. Yeah. And their biggest import? Ibuprofen. Champagne gives me a headache. That's, thank you. Well, I didn't know you would like it this much. You guys are sick, you know that? But do you know who isn't sick at the moment, but does give sick advice? It's my gal, Wes Clementine, here with her hit segment, Ask a Baby. Did I just mispronounce my own daughter's name? Oh well, I guess that's why you rehearse. Hey baby, what's the best bait to catch rabbits in my live trap? Bunny baiting in Boise. Well baby, what do you think?
I'm security guard Carl Lewis with today's morning affirmation.
Life is what happens to you while you're busy making a machine to download your consciousness onto a hard drive. Welcome to my Week in Review. I'm Nate Chappell, and this is my week. On Friday, Wes and I learned of a mouse who had arrived home to discover a bear in his chair. More as the story develops. On Saturday, I was assembling a baby gate and I encountered this existentially troubling page. This page intentionally left blank, a comment that defensively makes itself false by the very printing of it and also seems like it's lying. I have also intentionally not successfully assembled a baby gate. On Tuesday, Wes walked. She stood up and took 3 deliberate steps to hug her favorite person, Gary Garaf the giraffe, and I was also there. That's my Week in Review. I'm Nate Chappell saying my week was better than your week. Wigs. Wigs. Wigs.
We got wigs. We got wigs.
Wigs. Wigs. Wigs?
Wigs, 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 wigs.
Wigs. Wigs.
We got wigs.
Off-Broadway. Peter, can you believe this is our last rehearsal before opening night?
I reckon we've really come a long ways, Kevin.
Johnny, are you going to do the accent?
Yeah, I will for the actual show.
Well, this is the actual show.
I thought this was rehearsal.
Yes, exactly. Episode rehearsal.
So what are we rehearsing for?
The actual show.
That we're not doing.
Yeah, right.
You want me to do the voice then?
Please.
Okay.
Alright, let's start from the top. Off-Broadway. Peter, can you believe that this is our last rehearsal before opening night?
I reckon we've come a long ways, Kevin.
I reckon we have. Why?
Hang on, I don't think I'm wearing the right wig. I'll change it for the actual show.
I reckon we have.
Or should I say the actual show?
No, you shouldn't.
Very well.
I reckon we have. Why, it seems like only yesterday we were doing the show in a church basement for your grandmother's bridge club, and that was weeks ago.
Oh,
Johnny, it's your line.
sorry, I think we've got the wrong background.
Well, what is it?
The woods.
Why would it be in the woods?
Because I put it there.
Well, it should be the curtain.
Yeah, that makes more sense. I'll fix it for the actual show.
Okay, are you ready to rehearse this?
Sorry, I'm just a little hung up on something, so This is rehearsal.
Correct.
Of episode rehearsal.
It's correct.
But we will not be doing the actual show.
Correct.
But this rehearsal is the actual show.
Correct.
Why?
What do you mean, why? I mean, why would we do an actual episode called Rehearsal? That doesn't make any sense.
Oh, that doesn't make sense.
You got it.
So, what are we going to do after this rehearsal?
Well, you'd think we'd go on and do the show.
Yes, I would. But
you'd be wrong. That would be an incredible waste of time. So we'll probably just hang out and play snowboard kids on N64.
So, then what are we preparing for?
What are we ever preparing for, Johnny? Snowboards?
The actual show.
Look, let's just take it from the top. Off-Broadway. Peter, can you believe this is our last rehearsal before opening night? Peter? Johnny? The last show on Earth. We want you to think of things that you like. A monarch butterfly drying its wings in the summer morning sun. Taking your first steps in a brand new fresh pair of socks. Hammocks, dolphins, ice cream. That feeling you get when you peel an orange and it comes off all in one big piece. How you imagine your feet would feel squishing around in a tub of pudding. A baby potbelly pig asleep in a penny loafer. When you think of things that you like, think of us, the last show on Earth. Fucking Christ. Ouch.
I don't know. Not sure, don't care. Coming?
No.
You scared me.
Well, he was running at
Oh
us.
shit. Sorry, doggies. Thanks for not killing us.
Good job, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this? Welcome back to episode rehearsal of the last show on Earth. We've got a great guest for you tonight. This has been a lifelong dream of mine to talk to her. Everyone, please help me welcome to the show the Doa Dear Lady herself, Dame Julie Andrews. Okay, so Julie Andrews is running late and she's not going to make it to rehearsal, so we're just going to have Johnny stand in for her. Johnny. Dame Julie Andrews.
Hello, Toot Toot. Thank you so much for having me on the program.
What's with the voice?
Oh, I was trying to sound like Julie Andrews.
Well, it was very offensive.
You mean the accent?
No, the lady voice. The accent was spot on.
Well, I guess I just thought since you wanted me to do the voice last time.
Well, that was totally different. Man, it's like you don't even listen to me.
I do, I guess.
Earth to Johnny, Earth to Johnny. Okay, so, I loved you in Mary Poppins. Oh wait, actually, I better change that to Mary Poppins, right? Okay. I loved you in Mary Poppins. What was it like to fly with an umbrella?
I don't think she...
Yeah, you're right. I'm going to change it back to Mary Poppins. That's funnier. So, I loved you in Sound of Music. Can you tell me who thought of that "a note to follow so" line? It really sucks.
Well, actually, I remember it was a chap by the name of Norman Gray.
Wait, is that true?
No, I don't know. I was just giving the sample answer.
Not helpful, Johnny.
How can I be helpful?
Do your job, Johnny. Do your job! Look, pal, I'm sorry. I'm just stressed to the max and I'm taking it out on you. This is just kind of the biggest interview of my life and I'm feeling vulnerable, like, I don't know, maybe I'm not worthy.
Well, can I tell you something that might make you feel a little better?
Sure, what's that?
You're not going to actually interview Julie Andrews.
You don't even get it, do you?
No, I think I do. We're doing rehearsal for the segment that is never going to happen.
You don't know that.
I think I do. Julie Andrews isn't coming because there is no show.
Well, then what are we doing here?
Rehearsal.
Yeah, episode rehearsal.
You know, what's especially weird is that because there was never going to be an actual guest segment, you could have picked anyone. I mean, a big star, and you picked Julie Andrews.
How dare you? No one is bigger than Dame Julie Andrews.
I should take you to court.
What court?
Nate Court.
What you're about to witness is a TV judge show. The cases are real, the gavel is a croquet mallet, and the judgments are final. Judge Nate is not an actor. They said he didn't have the right look. You be the judge, but not here, because this is Nate Court.
Did you guys know that a group of crows is called a murder? Isn't that weird? Why did I just think of that? Oh, right, because you murdered a guy. All right, guilty. VHS Fat Stacks is of course the game where Johnny and I go head to head for 60 seconds building the fattest stacks we're able to atop our trusty frisbees. Whomsoever tower is tallest when the bell tolls is the victor, and to the victor goes the spoiled meat. Okay, Rosie, 60 seconds on the clock. Johnny, get out of here. Here's your frisbee. Let me move these in.
60 seconds on the clock.
Thank you, Rosie. We're gonna move these VHS tapes where we can both reach them. Let's get these wigs out of the way. Story of my life. Okay, now, remember, Johnny, this one doesn't matter since it's just the rehearsal, so maybe ease up, leave something in the tank. Okay? Okay, ready? Rosie, start the clock.
Ready, set, go!
Gotta get a bass in there. Curvature. Oh, it's harder than it looks.
Yeah, it is hard.
I thought that was Sachi there down there because I have the wig.
It's just a wig. Oh, this is much harder. Okay. What is this thing doing? Rosie, you still counting?
Yeah.
Still counting, Nate. 30 seconds left.
Gotta give it some kind of challenge here.
Not me. Going for the cheap win.
Ooh. Easy.
Whoa, holy cow. My bicep is hitting me in the chin.
You can just... Okay, I got it. I can get there. How many do you have?
150.
Time's up.
Oh,
Alright, looks like I won, everybody. That's been our show, everybody. I want to thank Dame Julie Andrews for being on, and a big thanks, as always, to the Lastest Crew on Earth, Viv Chappell and Johnny Fisher. Finn Hammond and Tyler Ensard made the music for tonight's show. Tyler's Bongo Frontier on Instagram, and Finn is blah 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 on TikTok. For more episodes of this show, go to The Last Show on Earth and go to wolfout.tv for our other shows, or else. And of course, we are Wolfout TV all over this web we call worldwide, so go look us up on google.corn. Yeah. Thanks for watching us tonight, creeps, and remember, we're watching you too. And as Julie Andrews said in The Sound of Music, shh, what's that I hear? Oh, it's the sound of music. Be excellent to each other, and good night.